Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the journey of building a business. When I think back on our last 15 years, there are a couple of moments that stung, that were really tough. And I'm about to tell you one of them. I already told you one of them a couple videos back when we were talking about the Authentic Business Success Summit, which, by the way, resolution to that is, and I fast forward 1 to 2 years after the summit, I can now look back and say that that summit and that idea ended up generating hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It just didn't happen at launch. And so go back and watch that video if you missed it, because it was a good one. But you just need time. Our world is so impatient right now, and sometimes we need time to let our ideas grow and develop to really get that return. It doesn't happen instantly, at least not, it hasn't happened instantly in my career. Today's story is a little bit different in nature, because this is a time where NGNG was grossing, I don't know, about $750,000 a year, which for a service-based online business, especially female owned, if I can say that, it just didn't happen. It was very rare. And so I'm very proud of myself, but there was actually this time, there was like a 3-year period of time where I kind of kept bumping up against this plateau. And this time I was like, I'm going to bust right through that, that ceiling. And I had a really good strategy at that time, which I still employ today. It's actually been something that I've done my whole career, which is to develop really good relationships with strategic partners. Strategic partners, that means that I would find a company that was doing coaching, let's say, where we aligned in core values, we serviced similar client base, and I would develop a relationship with the business owner and say, you know, your people need websites and book launches. Why not have a relationship where we become your agency of choice and you can refer people to us? And most of these strategic partners didn't even want a commission or anything like that. They were just so happy to finally have somebody they could refer their clients to that they could trust and rely on. One of our core values is unwavering excellence, and that is well known in our industry. That NGNG stands for that. And so a lot of these strategic partners, some big companies, multi-million-dollar companies, really felt safe in referring clients to us. One of them was a woman named Carolyn, and she had a booming coaching business. And I loved what Carolyn was doing. And I really just wanted to be in her world. I wanted to learn from her and partner with her and do life with her. And so the company is booming. We've got probably a team of 20 people back then. And I was really on it, you know, felt good about our marketing. I was speaking a lot more, doing podcasts, going out on big stages. Carolyn invited me into her annual conference in Las Vegas to speak on the main stage to over 200 of her clients. And I was just going all in on this event. I mean, I invited a team member along with me, paid for his way. We had a booth. I gave every single person in the audience a free 10-minute website audit where I would go through their website on camera and I would offer suggestions for improvement. I had everything set up and ready to go to scale up at this conference. This was my moment. So my son was, I don't know, maybe 6 months old at the time. So my mom came, my son came, my team member, Alex, came. We show up in Las Vegas. I open up the double doors. It's the morning of the event. I'm speaking that afternoon. And when I walked into the room, everything in me just, it was this dropping feeling. And I got very still and I looked around and I thought, I need to leave. I can't be here right now. This is not what I want. And I walked out of the room and I walked down the hallway and I thought, have I lost my damn mind? I mean, I'm like speaking later today. I'm committed. What am I going to do? What am I going to tell my team member? But I knew. And sometimes in life, we just know we're headed in the wrong direction and we have a choice to listen to that gut instinct. And let me tell you, I don't know if you watched video number 1 in this series, but I have learned to trust that gut instinct when it's telling me something is not right. And that 16-year-old story when I got beat up that night, I wish I had listened to my gut instinct maybe 10 minutes earlier, but it was all such a beautiful story. It worked out just the way it needed to get me to where I am today, which I'm so thankful for. Anyway, I walked in, I went up to Carolyn. I said, Carolyn, I'm so sorry for how unprofessional this is going to be, but I can't be here and I need to leave. And I'm sorry. And I hope to preserve our relationship. I appreciate you. I value you, but I'm going home. And I did. I decided not to give the website audits after all. Carolyn was such a beautiful person. She totally understood. She said, take care of you. We'll catch up. We continue to be friends, mastermind together. It's really special. She's a really wonderful, wonderful woman. And I packed up my things. We left on a flight a few hours later. And I don't know if you remember back to the shooting in Las Vegas, but that happened mere hours after we flew out, and it was right next to the hotel that we were in. So you just never know, how things work out, but I do know to trust my gut instinct. And I went home and I just looked at the monster I had built, profitable, successful, employing team members, doing so much goodness in my industry. But I had a misstep because I was the center of the wheel and all communication flowed through me. I didn't have leadership. I didn't have accountability. I was not able to scale where I was. And it was, at sacrifice of, not having enough time with family. I mean, who knows what else, but I was not headed in the right direction. I was not scaling properly or wisely at all. And I knew it. So I did the responsible thing and the very hard thing. And I scaled down and I slowed down to really reevaluate what to do differently the next time. And I ended up raising prices. I let go of a couple of clients that weren't a fit, but I had I was on this treadmill sprinting down the line that I wasn't paying attention to what was really happening, not really at the level that you do when you're a little bit slower. So I let go of some clients. I finished out a bunch of projects. I ended the year again around that 750,000 mark. And I spent about 3 to 4 months really evaluating what are my strengths? What's my unique ability? What are my core values? Who do I want around me? What kind of clients do I want? What do I want my online presence to be? Who are going to be my strategic partners? How do I want to spend my time? What's the relationship that I want to be able to give to my son and to my family? Asking myself big questions, and it was scary and hard, but I can now say that we scaled up very differently the next time. Just hit Inc. 5,000 this year as a result of growing 85% each of the last 2 years. I did it very differently this time, and I'm really proud of myself. I share this all with you, not as a way to boast or brag, but to say sometimes in growth, we go through that valley and it's painful. It's embarrassing. It's hard. We make these judgments and assumptions about how nobody else has hardship. It's just me and I'm the loser that didn't get it right. But you know what? I don't look back on it that way. I look at it like I did the best that I could with the knowledge that I had. I learned some hard lessons. And luckily, I built such good relationships with people that they didn't look at me like a flake when I had to walk out on a conference. They knew I was a person of integrity and I was actually doing what was in the highest and best for all. And life continued on for those people. I probably didn't even notice that I wasn't even there. But I got to choose, I got to make a different choice, one that was better for myself and my family and those around me. And obviously it didn't have a negative impact on the company. So trust those instincts and protect your relationships and grow at your pace. You don't have to do what other people do. You may not want a big company, I will tell you more about that in a future story about what the vision of NGNG looks like from here. But I just appreciate you being on this reflective journey with me. And hopefully you're learning a few things. I'd love to hear from you. If there's anything that you're learning as an aha, or if you have a question that you want to ask, I'm here for that as well. Can't wait to see you on the next video. Thanks for your time.